Ever dreamed of having your own island? Well, in this neighborhood, that dream just might become a reality, sort of. Today, we're exploring Silverleaf's newest community, Evergreen Island by David Weekley Homes. If you're familiar with David Weekley, you know why their fans rave about them. And if not, stick around and you'll see how they've built such a strong reputation. Plus, at the end of this video, I'll share some important development updates on everything happening here in Silverleaf. Let's get started with an overview of Evergreen Island. Evergreen Island is a gated neighborhood in Silverleaf, tucked just off the north side of Silverleaf Drive. It's a boutique community with only 154 home sites, giving it an intimate neighborhood feel. The HOA is just $183 per month, and that includes access to 3 Silverleaf Amenity Centers, one of which will be less than a mile away. Right now, Phase 1 is open with several homes already under construction and set for completion in fall of 2025. There are some standout lots here, including preserve and water views, with home sites that are 40 feet wide and in some cases as deep as 250 feet. The community gets its name from a large lake with its own island right at the center. Residents will be able to enjoy it by way of a walking bridge, a really unique feature that sets Evergreen Island apart. Homes in this collection range from about 1,600 to just over 3,000 square feet, offering 2 to 5 bedrooms, 1 or 2 stories, and every plan includes a 2-car garage. Now, let's take a look at the Hollinger model. Before we step inside the gorgeous model, I want to encourage you to follow me on social media. I'm in new construction neighborhoods nearly every day, and I provide builder and developer updates, and I also share deals, incentives, and market stats. Check out my Instagram and Facebook groups in the description below. Let me take you forward just so you can see how gorgeous the main living space is here, how nice and open it is. It's sort of an L-shaped. And as I turn you around, I'm gonna point out a couple things about this entryway. First of all, we've got the stairs right here. Under that stairs is a half bath. We'll take a little peek. This would be your entry into 2-car garage. This is the only model here in Evergreen Island currently at the moment. So they've got this set up as a sales center. Okay, the agents have stepped out for me. And this is gonna be a 2-car garage. Everything in Evergreen Island is a 2-car garage. So you've got this powder room right off the front. So go ahead and let you see the finishes on this. I will also do my best to kind of point out what items have been upgraded. Obviously, any design features on the wall are upgrades, but you do have standard 10-foot ceilings, and you've got a standard tray there in the living room. You also have a standard tray in the master. I'm gonna tell you now, just in case I forget about it. You're going to have tile and carpet throughout the home being a standard. Okay, so we go on in here. We got the casual dining space. Now, first of all, gotta highlight the windows. Again, just look at how much natural light is coming through, and all of these windows are standard on this home. All right, so we're gonna kind of turn you around, take a look at this kitchen. Now, you do have a gourmet upgrade on this kitchen. So between 5 and 10 grand on that, and let you take a look. Now, these are standard cabinets actually, okay? May not go all the way up to the top in your spec home, but the cabinet finish itself is standard. Okay, we've got a natural gas community. These are upgraded appliances. We've got profile GE appliances. Let you take a look at the island as well. Always handy to have one of these for some of those items, that cooking trays and things like that. You've got your garbage pull out right there. Okay, you got this nice quartz countertop, large, enough room for 3 or 4 people to sit there. Obviously some nice pendant lighting on this one. And look right across, this is standard. It may not be designed exactly like this, but you have this desk built into that little cutout there, which is pretty cool. Got room for a little coffee bar and a nice sized corner pantry on this one as well. These wood shelves are an upgrade, but you got plenty of space in there. You can customize it all the way up to the top if you want, and you have a light. Okay. Just remember, fridge and appliances may not be included. Incentives change all the time, and boy, do they have some good ones. David Weekley prefers that we don't be too specific with the prices and incentives, as those things change a lot, and I can understand that. But I know what they are at the moment, so feel free to reach out to me. I love having a window in the laundry room. Really nice to have some light in there when you're doing that nasty, boring work of the laundry, isn't it? Again, just check out all this light coming in here. Such a nice open floor plan, plus with the trays giving even more space, okay? So again, flooring is upgraded, design walls are upgraded, but the tray is standard. These lights also would be an upgrade, but all these windows, you can expect them to be there. This is what we would technically call a Florida room or a sunroom. This slider is an upgrade, and that is just to maximize all that light. Now, you may wanna stick with the standard, which is gonna be a patio door and 2 windows, and that way you could use that wall for more furniture space depending on the layout that you want to use. But you do have the cathedral ceiling and the exposed beam, and yes, that goes all the way out to your patio. We'll go ahead and take a look out there as well. This obviously has been extended. They've got a pergola there, they've got a nice fire pit, but just so you can get an idea of what is standard, it's gonna be just past the end of the house here. And as you can see, you do have that vaulted ceiling cathedral. You're gonna hear a lot of noise in this community, and that's because it is just starting out, just getting started. And look, there's pros and cons. I understand there's cons, but the pros are you get to choose the best house and the best lot in the neighborhood. So that's why I'm trying to get in here early, so that you guys can get a peek, and hopefully give me a call and we'll find the best house and best lot for you here. All right, let's take a look at your master. Now, normally I would include the dimensions on these rooms so you can tell. I was having a hard time finding those. If I find them, I will add them to the video, and if not, just know it wasn't because I was lazy. I just couldn't find the info that I was looking for. So we do have a tray ceiling on this one. That is standard, but obviously these lights are upgrade. But you got nice space here, right? So they've got a bench, and they've got a drawers here, and you can see there's plenty of room in between there to pass. So very, very spacious, and I love these windows on either side of the bed, bringing the light in. Let's check out the primary bathroom, okay? We've got a quartz countertop. Now this one is an upgrade to 2 inches. I believe 1.5 is gonna be standard. All right, and obviously these lights and mirrors are gonna be upgrades, but all the way up to the top, 10 feet tall ceilings, and yes, that is standard, tile all the way up to the top, frameless glass here, that's also standard, and this is what we call the super shower, right? So it's taking up the entire wall up to the linen, oh no, not linen closet, sorry, you got your WC behind there. The linen closet will be in that one. Now, you would have an option to do a freestanding bath there and cut that shower in half. So different options in terms of your bathroom setup, and really nice space on this closet as well, okay? So this wire shelving is standard, but sorry to make that noise, but you can see these things can slide all the way across freely. So small little detail that you might like about this wire framing that does come standard. Now you may want to upgrade that, get yourself a California closet, whatnot. That's fine too. Definitely understand wanting to maximize that space. This is a really beautiful model, a very unique community. And David Weekley, as I mentioned, when you talk to David Weekley site agents, builders, different people that work there, you can really tell a difference. There's something different about David Weekley employees that I've noticed. They have great customer service. They really care about their product, and they're very proud of the homes that they sell. Speaking of, exterior walls are all 2x6, not 2x4, okay? So keeping the cool air in your home for longer, maintaining that temperature. and also keeping noise out, right? So that's 2x6 exterior framing. And also, speaking of insulation, okay, they've got spray foam in the attic, and I heard that keeps your home like 50% cooler, and man, is that important in Florida? You better believe it. This is a really nice loft, or what they call retreat. Keep in mind, this can be optioned to be a 4th bedroom in here. All right, if that's what you need, more bedrooms, less common space. You've got a dual vanity up here up top. That is standard. Again, it's going to be 1.5 centimeters of quartz. And your tile is going to be 7 feet up standard. Of course, you can take it up as high as you want. All right, let's go ahead and take a look right here. Got a bedroom, secondary bedroom. You don't have a walk-in closet, you got to step in, but it's nice that we got these doors, you know. I know people don't like the accordion style doors, that's kind of out. So you got one shelf there. Close those up. Nice little light fixture there. Obviously that would be an upgrade. Right across, we've got the AC. Let's go ahead and take a look, see if you have any space in here. That's a carrier unit. Okay, another thing that they do, small little detail, but I think that this is a change. I think that they upgraded this, so that you could find easier filters. Sometimes these air conditioning units take an odd filter you have to find online, or you can't find in normal stores. And I believe that they've changed that out to make it easier for their customers. Now, if you know David Weekley, they are really proud of their energy saving features, and they always have one room in the home to focus on those things. Okay, so they talk about energy efficiency. They have a really good HERS rating. All right, that's home energy rating system. All right, and that's one of the big sellers. Their comfort guarantee, how healthy the homes are, and then they always kind of show the insulation, used home construction, advanced wall system. So there you can see the 2x6, how much more, right? You can see how much more, it's a lot thicker, how much more insulation you can get in there. So it's one of the things they really take pride in, and that's why they highlight that. Now, this would be a bedroom. They've drywalled this, but this is going to be a closet. And this is just another little detail that makes David Weekley Homes special, is that they've put this closet and this closet back to back. And what does that do, right? Well, this is the wall where sound might travel from room to room, and you've got just a little bit more insulation by them doing that. So just a really smart design, and one of the great things about David Weekley. So the Hollinger, what are you guys thinking about this? Let's go ahead and take a look at some general pricing. I want to give you an idea of what these homes are going to cost. Please reach out to me for specifics. My goal is never to trick you into reaching out, but if you do want the specifics, I've got them for you. I'm happy to do that. Take a look right here, okay, as we just kind of refresh our memory on the Hollinger. Okay, this is what we're looking at. 2-car garage, like everything in here. About 2,500 square feet. It can be a 3 or 4 bedroom, 2 full baths. You got the half bath right at the front door, just in case you missed that. Right there when you come in. And you got the 2-car garage, okay? And you have 3 choices for the exterior, right? A, B, and C elevations. Now, take a look at this right here. There are 3 Hollingers that are going to be ready in the fall, and they're all in the 500s. I would say mid 500s. All right, so take a look. This is the phase 1 that they've released. I also found out that there's more lots that they just released, so I'm going to tell you about that in a second. But I've highlighted these 3 right here. These are the Hollingers that are going to be ready. I would say this is a premium one because it's backing up to a lot of preserve, where here you're going to have a little bit of green space, maybe a few trees, and then you've got Silver Lake Drive right there. All right, but 3 right there, keep your eyes on those. Let me know what you think about those. Please reach out. Now, I mentioned that there's going to be other lots that have just been released. I just found that out today. So I believe that they're releasing lots around this section, which means in here, you're gonna have some nice water to preserve here. This is gonna be all preserve. Really nice group of thick trees. So there's some really premium lots that have either just been released or are about to be released. So let's get you one of those. Keep in mind this plan starts in the low 500s and can be built as either a 3-bedroom with a retreat or a full 4-bedroom option. There are plenty of lots available ranging from $5,000 to $50,000. And if this floor plan isn't the right fit for you, don't worry. There are 10 more to choose from, starting with the Valiant in the low 400s, a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,700 square foot, 1-story, all the way up to the Bowling in the mid 500s, which offers 3,000 square feet and 4 to 5 bedrooms. Hey, before we wrap up today, I want to give you a better idea of how this neighborhood fits into Silverleaf and share a few important construction updates you're not going to want to miss. You are looking at Silverleaf, and it's very important to get an idea of what Silverleaf is about if you're going to pick one of these neighborhoods in this community, because this is one of the fastest growing master plan communities in Florida. And why? You've got the great public school system, you've got awesome resort style amenities, and you have no CDD fee on top of the HOA. A lot of neighborhoods around here have a CDD fee, and Silverleaf does not. So that's a real big plus in this community. Now, I have been all over the place in Silverleaf. After today, I've actually covered every neighborhood that actually is still in development. So it's about 17 neighborhoods, about 10 different builders. We're talking 16,000, between 16,000 and 18,000 homes that Silverleaf is zoned for, price points for everybody, neighborhoods for everybody. And I have covered them all today now that I've got this David Weekley neighborhood. So that's pretty cool, that's pretty exciting for me. And one story on that note, I sat down and I went into a model opening, Mastercraft, beautiful Mastercraft model opening in Hidden Creek. There was a lot of people there, and I chatted with some of the site agents I know, and I went and grabbed some food. And I had 2 hands full of food, and I thought, how am I gonna eat this? I gotta find somewhere to sit. So I just kind of looked around the room. I saw an open spot next to the table. So I sat down, I said, hey, let me go ahead and be extrovert and meet these 2 gentlemen right here. I shook their hands, younger gentlemen. Hey, I am Cody Hudson. And older gentleman, hi, I'm David Hudson. And I said, wait, are you the Mr. Hudson? And he shook his head and said, yes. And I said, wow. I introduced myself and I told him a little bit about what I do. And he stopped me, he said, I know who you are. He said, my wife watches your content. She really likes it. And she calls you Mr. Silverleaf. And when I heard that, I was so excited. I was just kind of on cloud 9. Made me feel really good. So Mrs. Hudson, if you're watching, I appreciate you and I appreciate your support. If you have any feedback on these videos of how I can get better, please be sure to reach out. I want to do a good job representing you. And I share that just to let you know, I really have been everywhere in this community. If you're interested in these types of videos, please subscribe to my channel because I am really expanding and I will be covering more new construction outside of Silverleaf, including in the area where I live. I live in Jacksonville. I'm from Mandarin. That's where my parents live. That's where I grew up and went to school. And so I will be expanding my videos to cover all the new construction in Northeast Florida. Back to Silverleaf. Let's talk a little bit about what we have here now and what is coming in the future and how specifically it relates to Evergreen Island. Okay, so first of all, let's talk about, you can see Evergreen Island right here is highlighted in the blue. Okay, first of all, I want to pull up amenity centers. So you have public Silverleaf amenity centers. Here's the first one that's completed. This is in the neighborhood of Silverleaf Village. You will have access to that one instantaneously. And there you have a clubhouse, 2 large pools, a splash pad, a playground, tennis, and pickleball courts. So that is ready for you right now. And we've got a new one almost completed up here. This is the St. John's Island Amenity Center, also open to anybody in Silverleaf. This one will have those same amenities I just mentioned, plus it will have a sand volleyball court and a really nice green event lawn that is set to open around March 26th. Now, I do get inside information and direct updates from the developer, and they said, hey, if you're going to share this information online, be sure to share a disclosure about this information, basically just saying, hey, this stuff is subject to change, which I think is reasonable and logical. So if you're interested in that disclosure and what that means, take a look in the description. I've got there. So now I am safe. You can't hold me to any of these things. I'm always trying to do my best to give you the most accurate information, but we might make mistakes and things might change in the future. Okay, so Amenity Center 3, I just want to highlight this one. Even though it's way far out, like if you drive by there, you're not going to see anything. You can see that they've already sort of started clearing the land for that. And this will be the third public Silverleaf Amenity Center. Look how close, right? It's less than a mile away. What's nice about that is having those three there will really keep any particular amenity center from being overcrowded. Not only that, but this neighborhood here, which is gated, Newbrook by Toll Brothers, has its exclusive amenity center. And this one here, Brook Forest, also has an exclusive amenity center. So that's really going to help divide the people and make sure that, you know, amenity center is not too full. So keep that in mind. It's a really great location and they've planned this out very well. All right, those are the amenity centers. Let's talk about something very exciting. I think it's pretty cool. Any runners out there? My wife is a big runner. She would love this. This right over here is the Silverleaf Sportsplex Regional Park. It's going to be 40 acres. Completion is anticipated by the end of 2026. It's on the corner of 16A and Timberwolf Trail, right by the Shearwater Master Plan Community right there. And it will contain natural grass and turf fields, as well as a full track stadium with bleachers. The Silverleaf developer was nice enough to donate the land, and the county is developing this and building that. Very, very cool. All right, how about retail spaces? Let me go ahead and take these off just not to distract you. And let's talk about retail space just here for a minute. This big trapezoid right here, again, this is far off, but this is going to be a town center, future town center. I don't have details on what's going to be in there or when it's going to be done, but if you are familiar with the St. John's Town Center, which is actually up in Jacksonville, which arguably has some of probably the best retail and restaurants in one area up there in Jacksonville, I would say that this is going to be along those lines. A very cool spot where you can eat great food and hit all the best retail shopping. And okay, what about this other purple spot I've highlighted here? This is the future Publix. Show you some drone footage that we got recently. It's really developing quite quickly. It's gonna be the largest Publix in the state of Florida. That is a grocery store if you're not familiar with Publix. And right across from it, you'll also see there, you've got, let me just pull it up here in red. You've got a Wolfson Children's and Baptist hospitals going up. So both and the hospitals should be completed by Q3 of 2026. So those are just moving right along. Couple more things I want to mention to you, okay? This is a master plan community. It will also have its own schools. These are, again, I don't know exactly how far away they are, but these are zoned to be, the smaller one is an elementary school and this larger one is a high school, right? Fairly close to your community. So keep that in mind. Okay, last but not least, very important to talk about this. Wanted to highlight the Florida Expressway project that is currently under construction and will be completed in 2030. This is a 6-lane limited access toll road that will connect I-10. You can see it coming from the west into the heart of Jacksonville up there to 95 right here, right? So that's very important because this will go through Silverleaf. And it's set to be completed, I mentioned, in 2030, but this is to help relieve traffic congestion anywhere west of the river, where this is connecting basically Clay County, Duval County to St. John's. Not only that, but it will also really help support the rapid growth and development of St. Johns County and specifically Silverleaf. So let's zoom in a little bit, look at this and talk about this because it is close to Evergreen Island, and we're not going to shy away from that, but I'm going to talk to you about why that matters, okay? So it's coming through below Brook Forest, and if you're a local, you can see that if you live on the bottom of Brook Forest, you can see that highway as it is elevated to pass this section, I think, of what is the Silverleaf Parkway or whatever it is. So it goes up there and then it's going to come back down. Now, as it passes by Evergreen Island, you can see there are a lot of trees blocking that, but it is cutting through there, cutting through back behind this community. And the only section I would say you may want to be a little bit concerned about is right back here if you're building off this cul-de-sac. That is far, far away. Right now, this is the phase of development, and you can't even see the highway from there. Can't see it, can't hear it, okay? So this is the phase that they're releasing right now. They've released some lots right here, but they're selling homes right down here, and it's very, very, very far away. Hey, if you are interested in this area, please check out this video right here on Newbrook. That's by Toll. I mentioned it a few minutes ago. It's right across the street. So if you like this area, you might want to also consider out this neighborhood. It is gated and it has its own exclusive amenities. So take a look at that. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. My name is JP. I am your Silverleaf expert. And until next time, people before property.